cares at this point. There's a lot of propaganda, deceit going on, and for all we know, especially the beings, deities, or anything that we try to see some type of connection with or see it's a purpose, they could be lying. And what I said is a matrix, gods and goddesses, or the matrix, or this fabrication we're living in. It's like, and even I'm starting to think that this Eve, Adam, these the Most High, is nothing but titles and archetypes, and that even Eve, meaning the life giver, is trying to intersect itself into every part of your life. A being, like, always have found a way to intercept themselves or in the life or be part of it. Like God is another common concept, another title, God. But you can associate that to any gods because it's gods with an S and then there's God singular. God, God plural. Gods, Elohim plural, Eloi singular. And then they tell you the name, but then that name, certain words can reveal that it's still pointing back to a certain being. Like with Baal, meaning Lord, or literally meaning the name of a particular deity. It's both. Baal Marduk, Yahweh, or Yah is Baal, or Belial is Baal. Now we're saying Eve could be potentially El Elyon. Is it because it's a portal? And Eve is a portal, a womb. So you picking a, it's like it's a womb battle. Why some women or some people have a tendency to have these God and goddess complexes because they feel like they are the origins of another person's life, but it's just none a form of way of control and manipulation. It's a trickery, like as if another person is just people want people to just do as they told or do what they want and not question it. But you can look at it and tell that people just want you to just be manipulated and brainwashed and show the facade or have a facade that they want a certain thing or want a certain way of living or want a certain moral to be emphasized or pushed, but at the same time, they are the ones with the double edge. They're the ones that will is okay with the lawlessness, the lax laws. So we got to realize this and know when you're being played. That's why I'm, in some cases, feel like it's very hard to explain. And it's like they deliberately push you in those directions just to get what they want. They can care less. They're like, do I say like they're trickster gods and goddesses? They're not. And I feel like Adam, he was tricked by Eve. That's probably why they think that being kept forcing it to be with a woman, the womb, because it was vicariously living through it. And this is probably why this world have not been destroyed yet, because these beings, they act like they want to destroy it, but then they never really do. They never really free humanity from these beings or from itself. It it doesn't. Like everyone wants to play like or push a certain propaganda like they're the ones that are good or they're innocent. But then it's still like a tie to itself. Just like with the Most High, the supposed to be the first womb, being tormented by these spirits and being having the spirit mount just to fight, just to put them in individual capsules, only for them to still war against it and fight against it, just be some casted out to try to give it its freedom, because it's apparently it couldn't give them peace in the heavens as crystalline beings, aka angels. They was still hungry for some type of attention or moral power or equal, feel like they're equal in power. So it keep them out as a hopes that they can find their own way, and it's punishment because they try to overthrow them, but keep them out so they can find it, so they can have their own freedom, only for them to spread their tormented evil. And the same, some of the fallen ones complaining about these fallen ones. So you call yourself sending a child, another one, the Yahweh, or whatever you want to call them, to regulate or to have dominion over them. So you give it over to, you try to charge Adam and Eve for dominion, but they get overtaken or get influenced by the fallen ones too. Falling for the some kind of Christ to tell them, hey, I'm here to represent how y'all supposed to act, basically. They're doing the work that the first Adam and Eve should have done for the populace. These disciples and the Christ, the Yahusha, show how we're supposed to operate and how we shouldn't be spreading our seeds and how we shouldn't be really betting with the opposite gender. We shouldn't be reproducing because we're spreading the evil like a fucking virus. We're spreading it like a virus, like germination. That's why it's a germs going on, because it's the same concept of what COVID-19 hit, because it's germs. You're germinating your life, your seeds across the world. That's why it's perceived like when you reproduce, it's perceived like a virus because it takes over the ovary and with the seed, the DNA code and the mitosis and replicating of cells, viruses operate in a similar fashion. So you spreading your evil seeds, your Eve seeds, your fallen seeds, is not doing good to the Most High. It's not, because it's trying to discontinue it. And this is why there seems to be a competition with the wombs and God. That's why there's a patriarchy, because the patriarchy is is a oppressive measure to try to deter the male from the female for that very reason, to contain and control the spread of evil, the spread of sin, the spread of the fallen, the spread of Eve seeds, the spread of the fallen seeds. It tries to rectify that. Do that means. Do what the Yahusha told y'all to be preferred to be like. Like it. Around mostly men and women among the women. But we, for the particular case, it's just the men's with the men's. Why? To contain the evil and sin. Heterosexuality spreads the sin and evil. It that's it, in a bottom line. Falling. See, when they give birth, when you're giving birth, you're giving birth to sin and evil. You're giving birth to the fallen. You're giving birth to the evil seeds. They reversed it to make it look like the other way around is wrong when